The titans of the Galactic Empire. The Galactic Empire was not built in a day, nor was it shaped by the hands of a single ruler. Across the centuries, a select few figures rose from the chaos of history, each leaving their mark upon the stars. Some were warriors, others visionaries, but all shared one thing: their actions reshaped the very fabric of the cosmos. This is their story. A 1. The conqueror, High Emperor Valus I. The first emperor, Valus I, was not born into nobility, nor was he chosen by divine right. He was a warlord, a conqueror who forged the first great dominion of humanity through fire and steel. When the planetary kingdoms of old crumbled, he stood upon the ruins, a sword in one hand and a banner in the other. His armies were relentless, his strategies unparalleled. Valus did not negotiate, he conquered. His most famous campaign, the Scouring of the Orion Rift, broke the last resistance of the outer worlds, forcing thousands of planetary leaders to bow before him. Some called him a tyrant. Others, a savior, but his rule did not end in battle. In the end, it was not an army that ended the first emperor, but betrayal. Poisoned by his own advisors, he left behind a throne drenched in blood and a legacy that would last for millennia. 2. The architect, Grand Minister Helios Ventari. After the death of Valus I, the empire stood on the brink of collapse. With warlords vying for power, it was not a soldier who saved the empire, but a bureaucrat. Helios Ventari, once a simple administrator, rose to power through sheer intellect and unwavering vision. He created the imperial bureaucracy, a machine of governance so efficient that it held together an empire spanning thousands of worlds. Where Valus had conquered with the sword, Ventari ruled with the pen. He established the imperial senate, the economic systems, and the very infrastructure that would allow the empire to endure long after the last of the warlords had turned to dust. It is said that his mind was sharper than any blade, and his ability to predict political turmoil was near supernatural. Even after his death, his reforms continued to dictate the course of the empire for centuries. 3. The enforcer, Lord Commander Kale Dressari. No empire can stand without the iron hand of discipline. When the first rebellions rose, it was Kale Dressari, Supreme Lord Commander of the Imperial Legions, who crushed them with ruthless efficiency. Dressari did not fight for power or politics. He fought for order. His campaigns against the separatists of the Andromeda Marches are legendary. Whole fleets turned to ashes, planetary capitals razed to the ground. He did not negotiate, nor did he grant mercy. To the common citizen, he was a specter of death. To the emperor, he was a necessary evil. It is said that when the Andromeda rebels surrendered, they presented not only their planetary banners but their own leaders in chains, hoping to avoid the fate of those who had resisted. 4. The visionary, Empress Aurelia II. Unlike her predecessors, Aurelia III did not seek war. She sought enlightenment. Recognizing that an empire could not thrive on conquest alone, she shifted focus toward knowledge, science, and diplomacy. It was during her reign that the Imperial Academy was founded, bringing together the greatest minds of the empire to push the boundaries of science and technology. It was also under her rule that first contact with the Zarnai and the Dominion of Kor was made, 2 alien civilizations that would become vital to the empire's future. Though she was often criticized for her lack of military aggression, Aurelia's reign saw the greatest era of technological advancement in imperial history. Her dream of a united galaxy, however, would remain just that, a dream. 5. The tyrant, Emperor Malachar IX. Where Aurelia sought unity, Malachar IX sought control. He did not believe in diplomacy. He believed in domination. The empire under his rule became a machine of war once more, and those who resisted were ground beneath its wheels. His rule saw the purge of the outer worlds, the suppression of alien uprisings, and the mass executions of those who dared to speak against him. His greatest crime, however, was the destruction of Xiphos Prime, a planet that had once been a beacon of culture and knowledge. But even the most ruthless of emperors cannot escape fate. Malachar IX met his end at the hands of his own people. His death marked the beginning of the Great Imperial Schism, a conflict that would shake the empire to its very core. 6. The liberator, General Kalen Voss. Not all who serve the empire do so out of loyalty. Some do it out of necessity. Kalen Voss, once a decorated general, became the leader of the rebellion that would fracture the empire itself. Witnessing the atrocities of Malachar IX firsthand, Voss abandoned his rank and turned against the throne. His rebellion was not a simple insurrection, it was a war that spanned decades. Though he never claimed the throne for himself, his actions set into motion the reforms that would reshape the empire. His final battle, the Siege of Terra Magna, is still studied in military academies to this day. When the dust settled, the old empire was gone, and a new era had begun. Conclusion: the eternal legacy. The Galactic Empire was not the work of a single person. It was built upon the blood, ambition, and vision of many. Some sought power. Others sought peace. But all of them, in their own way, shaped the destiny of the stars, and so long as the empire endures, their names will never be forgotten.